Can you use your food stamps as a down payment for a car?
This is a fucking scam. Don't fall for it. I almost did.
All right, can you use food stamps for a down payment on a car? Because that seems reasonable.
I'm interested on the 2018 Honda Accord.
The car is in amazing shape. It's a 2-owner, no accidents, clean title. It even comes with a 3-month warranty included that covers your engine and transmission. Looks like it has alloy wheels, assurance tires on there as well. It's a pretty solid car. Did you want to come on in and take a look at it?
I want to know how much is for a down payment.
Do you know your credit score?
My credit score is around 680.
That's pretty good. You'd probably be all right with just like 500 or 1,000 down.
Okay, so I got a question. Do you guys take EBT, like full stamp card?
I see so many clips of fraud happening in these type of programs that it honestly wouldn't surprise me if at least people were asking about it. Because once people hear the rules are being bent, they start testing where the limits are.
You said food stamps card?
Yeah.
For what, like the down payment?
Yes.
I've never done that before, but I'm sure there is a way. Is it a card?
It's a card.
I've actually never heard of that, but I'm sure we can make something happen. It's only 500 or 1,000 down. If I can use the EBT and food stamps card, that'd be one for the books for me. I've taken gold before. I've taken Bitcoin before. We'll give it a shot.
All right, man.
Sounds good. I'll have you written down for 330.
Obviously, this would be fraud, and I'm sure a payment like that couldn't actually be processed. But once you get someone in the door, the goal is to get them signing paperwork. Because once they're emotionally committed to that car, the down payment becomes a problem to solve later, not a reason to stop the deal.
Finally ready to talk about how I got scammed out of $32,000. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because I don't want to go into too many details, and for privacy reasons, obviously, I'm going to leave out names and dates. So about 10 years ago, I got caught up in what I later realized was a scam. Someone asked me to take out a car loan in my name, they would make the payments, and I would get $5,000.
If you ever take out a loan for someone else, which I think is a horrible idea, you have to be prepared to make the payment every single month, no matter what they promise. That expense has to fit in your budget because your name is on the paperwork, and there's always a chance they'll stop paying.
They never ended up paying, and I was stuck paying the $32,000 myself. And I just want to tell my story because I don't want anyone else to fall victim for a scam. And just FYI, if you take out a loan in your name and anyone tells you they're going to pay for it, you're ultimately responsible for paying that loan, as obvious as it may be. I was young and very naive and impressionable and very trusting at 22 years old. So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So
this shouldn't have been about trust. It should have been about risk. And all of it was on her. The lender does not care about the agreement. They care about the name on the loan and getting back the money you agreed to. And that is the only thing that matters to them.
This is a fucking scam. Don't fall for it. I almost did. I've been getting calls from this number for a long time, and then it stopped. And I thought it was actually debt collectors from something like that happened so long ago. But recently they sent me a text like this. And I thought it was real because I went on Google and it kind of seemed a little legit, right? This week they call me and I finally answered. I say, hey, I'm going to call you Friday morning because that's when I'm off of work and I'll set up a payment plan. But shady things that I should have really listened to my gut on. I asked on that phone call that I answered if I could set up a payment plan, and they said they could only do it over the phone with them.
It surprises me that people fall for this. I get texts like that all the time saying I owe money or that something was charged to a credit card. They're designed to create panic. They want you reacting before you think. And once you engage, that's when the scam actually starts.
And then I said, okay, well, what if I want to make a payment not with you? They said, well, I can send you a link now, but the link will only be valid for an hour and you send the money there. Bah! So they call me and I didn't answer because I was doing something else. And I tried to call them back. And this is what I hear before it even starts ringing. This phone number has been identified as many scam calls. Please hang up before it starts ringing. I already gave them my full name and my address, and now I'm fucking scared. Anyways, the number's blocked, but I'm fucking pissed because now I'm freaking out that they have some of my information. Yeah, if somebody from this calls you, tell them to shove their debt right up their...
I don't give any information over the phone, unless I'm the one who called the company myself, like a bank. If someone calls me, I tell them that right away. If they keep pushing, I ask for their name and what department they're in. Then I tell them I'll look up the company number myself and call back asking for them. That usually ends the conversation right there. They hang up.
This is your annual friendly reminder to watch out for scams so that you don't lose $9,000 of your hard-earned money like I did last year. I consider myself to be a fairly intelligent person, and before this scam happened to me, I would have said that would never happen to me, and yet it did. So I want to warn everybody else. So here are some things to be aware of. Number one, your bank isn't going to call you about fraud on your account. They may send you an email, and they may send you a text, or they may freeze your account, whatever. They're never going to call you. If you do receive an email or a text from your bank, what you think is your bank, make sure you call your bank to check and make sure that it's real, that it's a real fraud that's happening.
I've had it happen a few times. I still don't know how they did it. So I set up notifications on my account. Any charge sends an alert. Any deposit sends an alert, even when I pay a bill. That's helped me catch charges that shouldn't be there and reverse them quickly.
My scammer was incredibly sophisticated. He first initially sent me a text that looked very official. It said, did you make the following charges? One was a large wire for $9,000. The other one was a charge from prison for like $50 or something like that. And I responded to the text message, no, and then they called me. I was so flustered in that moment, I thought the call was someone from my bank, and they sounded super official on the phone and introduced themselves, said I'm from Bank of America, blah, blah, blah. I even went into my bank account and saw the charge from the prison that was pending that I didn't make. I was like, whoa, this is like obviously very real. This is a real fraud that's about to go down. I need to make sure it doesn't happen.
They don't want you calm, they want you reacting. So they tell you something's wrong and that it needs to be dealt with right now. That rush is what makes people stop thinking, because thinking leads to checking. And checking is what exposes the scam.
Part where I'm going to sound really stupid, but thing to look out for, number two, never send a wire to anyone that you don't know personally and have verified information from. Never send someone a wire. That money goes through instantly and you will never see it again. So my scammer said that there was a $9,000 wire transfer pending that he could see on his end. I couldn't see it on my end, but he could see it on his end. And the only way to reverse that was for me to send the wire to the bank so then they could send it back to me. I know how stupid this sounds, and you're like, how did you fall for that? I don't know.
After the scam, everything looks obvious. You see the red flags missed. The wording, the pressure, the timing. But in the moment, you're just trying to make the problem go away.
I got scammed and lost everything. Let me tell you guys what happened, and let me know what I did wrong or how I could have handled this any differently. So this was a few months back, but I'd been job hunting for almost a year. The market was tough. I had interview after interview, not getting a call back. I sent out probably 500 applications. I was just rock bottom. And then I had a recruiter reach out. I was excited, but I wasn't hopeful because I've reached out before and nothing really ever happened. This recruiter sent me a job. It was almost double what I was already making. Flexible schedule, work from home 3 days, like pretty much everything I was looking for.
I came across one of these job scams a few years back. I was applying for jobs online. They told me I was hired almost immediately. Then they started asking for my personal information. They also said I would need to cash checks for them through my own bank account and then transfer the money. That's when I knew it was obviously a scam, and I reported them right away. Luckily, the only thing they had was my resume.
He set up a Zoom interview, and after 3 long interviews, I accepted the position. He sent me my onboarding papers, I did my background check. They mailed me my company laptop and my monitors. I had already left my previous job, and for the first week at the new company, in the field I'm in, it's pretty much all trainings and modules and compliance information, so I was just grinding through all that. I finally finished my last compliance manual, and I got an email saying, "Fresh start tomorrow. Are you ready?" I'm not thinking anything of it. Well, actually, I'm thinking, awesome, I finished my modules. I can actually start doing my job now. Next day comes, and I go to log on, and everything's gone. There's no website. There's no login. I'm not getting any of my emails. And then my laptop just goes black. I'm panicking at this point. So I'm like, oh my God, my laptop must have died. I go to plug it in, nothing. Black. It's completely wiped. I called the number, line disconnected. So I don't know what to do at this point.
Sending a laptop is part of the scam. It creates trust. It creates commitment. Once someone receives something physical, the scam feels legitimate. And people are more willing to follow instructions, even when those instructions don't make sense. That's how far they're willing to go to make it feel real.
I'm freaking out. I call the cops. I try to explain to them what happened, and they asked me to come down to give a report. I do. And the investigator said this is the 70th call they've had this month about it. They said they've been tracking hackers and scammers who've been running fake recruiting and fake interviews to collect data. Ask them what they could do about it, and they say, listen, we can't do anything until we find the guys. I'm sitting in that police station, no longer have a job. I currently have no one to sue. I just gave my social, my bank info, everything to these people. I put a lock on all my cards. I called the bank to tell them what happened, to block any transfers, not let me do anything unless it's in person. And this is almost a year later, and they've never found them. Every single day, I check. Do I still have my money? Has any loans been taken out? Anything. I don't know how I got tricked like this, but let me know what I did wrong or how I missed this.
When you're applying to a lot of jobs, your guard drops without even realizing it. You're sending resumes, talking to strangers, sharing information. So when a scam shows up, it blends in. It doesn't feel unusual until it's too late.
Yeah, I've been crying. Somebody committed fraud on my debit card in 5 different states. Emptied my bank account. And it's Sunday. I called to have it canceled. She told me it could be up to 90 days before they refund or... I can't even think of the word. Put the money back in my account. She could tell it was fraud because most of these were brick and mortar establishments. How did they do that? How did they do that? I had my card with me. It's not stolen, but in the period of 1 hour, they wiped my checking account. I don't know what to do.
This is why I started using credit cards for my purchases. The same thing happened to me. My checking account was drained. I found out when trying to make a purchase and it was denied. With a credit card, the money isn't gone instantly. There's time to catch it, there's time to reverse it, and it doesn't leave you locked out of your own account. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.